Hi, you guys. Oh, I have two videos tonight. So if you can't watch them both tonight, do one tomorrow and one tonight, or two tomorrow. Break them up through the day. I got into the deep dive of Bethany Frankel's breakup because you guys asked me to look into it. So I hope you like that video. Anyway, let's do Vanderpump Rules finale. It was very different than us and Gossip Land expected. First of all, there was a guy who was like kind of nuts who got overly wasted at the party and like was throwing a drink at somebody, and then Tom Sandoval ended up kind of trying to chase the guy down and to help kick him out of the party because of course he's friends with Kyle Chan, who is the person doing this gold whiskey party. And so this whole thing happened online, and they didn't show any of it, which was really odd. Let me have Billy Lee tell you the story again, just to refresh your memory. They cut this whole thing out.
Okay, can we talk about last night? So this dude in the video, right when I walked in, I was going to the bar to meet Tom, and this guy came running at me, and he was like, "Oh my God, Billy, I know you." He's like, "I know you, but you don't know me." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then he was like, "You're from West Terre Haute, Indiana." And I was like, "Oh, so he knows where I'm from." I was like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "Wait, why don't you go by your last name?" And he knew my last name. And I was like, "Oh," I was like, I just don't. Anytime I'm uncomfortable, I like just try to get out of the situation. And then he was like, I'm not even going to tell you, but he knew things about me that is not public. So I immediately got uncomfortable, and then I ran from him, went to the bar. Cut to a couple hours later, the same dude is like charging at us. We're just in a group talking, and he's like throwing glasses or flowers or something as he's like charging. And security's running after him. He goes past Tom and I, and he, I think it's Kristen over there, Tom. He's like running towards me, and I back up, and then the security, he's chasing him. Then he grabs a glass of the wine and throws it and starts to pick up the chair, and that's when Tom like ran after him and grabbed the chair. So I don't know this dude. Apparently no one knows him. I don't know how he got into a private event. All I knew is he was creepy from the start. He knew way too much personal information about me that's not public. And then he went crazy. It was scary.
And then we knew in Gossip Land that the producer, Jermiah, was texting with Ariana the whole time on the show saying, you need to talk to Tom Sandoval for like the finale. And Ariana kept texting him back saying, I won't do it. Now, on the finale, they kind of lie and they pretend she's talking. She says, like, I'm talking to Logan at Beyonce, because I think she's trying not to break the fourth wall. And I think she's actually talking to Jermiah, the producer. Like, I'm not talking to him. And they're like, you have to talk to him. And so one of the big things that came out in Gossip Land was that Ariana was being hassled by the producers the whole night to talk to Tom Sandoval, and she was refusing. And this was the finale they wanted so badly, was this moment where Ariana is going to talk to Tom Sandoval, and he's going to apologize, or she's going to tell him to F off or whatever. And she did not want to give him any moment for TV, because she is like, this is my life and I'm not doing this for the TV show. And Tom Sandoval has lost track of reality and he lives only in the TV show. And so everything he does for the TV show. So I thought that was really wild. Two different reality star viewpoints. One, like, I'm not doing shit for the TV show. And another, like, I live and die for the TV show. I think he actually picked Rachel Leviss to have an affair with because he thought it would make good TV. I'm not kidding. I tell you guys, you become like a lunatic when you're on these shows. they take over your every moment. You only live and die for the TV shows, most people. They suck you in. And Ariana has maintained being grounded. But Tom Sandoval, he is completely lost in the show. And that's because producers like Jermiah are master manipulators. And they do a lot of lying. Let me show you an example. Let's put Jermiah on blast for a minute.
From season 1, Jermiah started as a field producer and boom, worked his way all the way up to showrunner.
As a field producer at the time, I was responsible for what was happening on set with you guys, you know, when we were shooting. And now, as the showrunner, I'm responsible for everything. More big picture planning, kind of like what we're shooting. Let's be honest, we've had a weird couple seasons, right? This year, I feel like it's like our comeback season. Like, you know, we go on trips, we're shooting at Sir, Pump, Tom Tom, Schwartz and Sandy's. We're out at bars, restaurants. It feels like Vanderpump Rules used to feel back in the day.
Best addition as a main full-time cast member to the show.
I love you all equally, and you all equally become pains in my asses, just at different times.
Totally.
So.
Where do you see the future of Vanderpump Rules?
I truly, truly believe that this season is setting us up to be on TV for another 10 years. You're launching your own businesses, you're starting families, and it's still interesting to watch. Like, that's interesting to me, so I think that the audience will find that interesting as well.
Now, you want to know what's messed up about that? Well, at the time that he's saying all that, he knows that they're planning on ending Vanderpump Rules soon. But he can't let the cast know that. Of course, then they get their lucky season, which buys them more time. But the producers knew that the last season was supposed to be the last season. Sandoval gave them another run. Well, the audience finds it interesting, but does Bravo want to pay for everybody to get real salaries at the level that they're at now after this many years? I don't think so. Big shocker there. If only the audience was all that mattered. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you footage from the party that wasn't seen on the show, just so you could enjoy it for yourself. And then I'm going to share some gossip that dropped today that I think you'll find interesting. Why this finale is really wild is that everybody breaks the fourth wall in the end when Ariana refuses to film with Tom Sandoval for the show. So we really see a true moment of the cast just breaking down. And you see how it really is. You know, it's like awesome. It was really good. So I'm going to share that mainly as tonight's recap, because that was the juicy part. Okay, let me play you a sample of what I'm talking about.
Great job, by the way.
Thank you.
Ariana, wait 1 second.
Tom.
I just wanted to tell her I'm sorry.
She doesn't want to talk to. I already tried. Not happening.
Ariana, seriously, don't do this.
It's Jermiah.
Walking up on me from I don't think if I died in a ditch or got a deadly STD the way he was around behind my back. That is non-informed consent, and he does not deserve. He does not get access to it.
So what happens is Jermiah walks up and tries to force Ariana to film with Tom. And she's like, I'm never fucking giving him access. I know what you guys want. You want to have him have his 30 seconds on camera so he can try to have some redemption arc. I'm not here for his redemption arc. Use somebody else for it. And then she says, I could have gotten an STD from all the times he was cheating on me with someone. That is not informed consent. And, you know, I'm not having it. And then she goes on and talks about how he never once apologized to her in the house or wrote her a note or a letter or really doing any reach out off camera. So like his only effort that he put forth really was on camera. And that's what was plaguing Ariana the whole season. Why she wouldn't give in. Why she stood her ground. Yes, it was for the toxicity of it and she wanted a no contact policy, but really at the basis of it was Ariana Madix knew his strategy, which was to use the show and have him like benefit from it her after he had his redemption arc. And she was like, no damn way am I helping you achieve that. And the producers wanted it so badly. And Ariana must have felt really ganged up on behind the scenes because Jermiah, you know, look at him. He's like breaking the wall left and right, trying to get her to talk to him. Now, what's really dark, which is why I had to cover this tonight, is that Ariana says all this stuff and she leaves and she refuses to film with Tom and they're left kind of screwed. And then Tom Sandoval freaks out, breaks the fourth wall, walks up to Lala Kent and Scheana Shay after this whole touching scene with Ariana, at least on the Scheana Shay side. And he says, this is all bullshit. She doesn't even like you guys. That's why she never goes to any of your things. He's like, she just pretends for the TV show to be your friend. So what the hell is she talking about me pretending for the TV show? And he's like, this isn't fair. So then Lala Kent jumps in and she loses it. And she's like, she thinks she's Beyonce now that she's, you know, been cheated on. She thinks she's better than all of us, that she doesn't have to put her dirty laundry out there and she doesn't have to perform. Nobody gets to say no to the producers. Why does she get to say no? She's like, this is bullshit. You live in the same house with him. Of course you can film with him. And she goes on like a rant and totally breaks the fourth wall. She's like, I've been wanting to say this, but I haven't because I didn't want to break the fourth wall. And now I'm letting it rip. And then Scheana, after this huge scene with Ariana, where she's like, I love you and all this stuff, she seems to flip all of a sudden. And she says to Tom, well, I know she's not going to show up and I know you show up. And she almost goes in like a blink of an eye from Ariana's corner to Tom Sandoval's corner and has his back. It's so confusing. It's almost like everybody at the last 5 minutes of the show loses the reality TV facade that they're trying to play out for the producers on the show, like fit in their little boxes and be afraid of the fan base and all this shit. And they just all like smash it. And everybody's real feelings about each other off camera come out on camera. And that's what happens. It's really good. It's real. Finally. Okay, so after the Watch What Happens Live that you guys saw tonight with Tom Sandoval, he went out with Billy Lee and his girlfriend, the new one, Victoria. And something happened with them and Jax Taylor, and they all like unfollowed each other. And then they refollowed each other when some of the bigger influencers in Vanderpump Rules picked up on it. So it's like everybody must have gotten really fucked up and then got in a fight or something. Maybe Jax was flirting with Victoria, or maybe Billy Lee got mad at all of them for doing something. But like what happened in the end is Tom stops following Victoria. Victoria stops following Tom. Billy Lee stops following both Tom and Victoria, and Jax is there, but he doesn't stop following anyone. And then a few hours after the influencers pick up on it, boom, they back follow each other. So they don't let it like stay out in gossip land. I said to my patrons, I said, they were high. They came back to planet Earth and they were like, oh shit, we really shouldn't be fighting. We don't even know what we were fighting about. Bravo, babe, caught all the receipts. I love it. I was DMing with her and I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening? That was so good. Oh, it's so juicy. Oh, to be a fly on that party wall. Or who knows, maybe Tom and Billy Lee are shooting for the Valley and they're working on a season 2 already. So Katie Maloney is ride or die for Ariana the whole show, but she doesn't leave with Ariana. Ariana leaves with Daniel Way and some other friends, and they go to Applebee's. Scheana, Shay, and Lala kind of hang out together. Tom and Tom sort of are together. And now they're like almost like their own little team away from Ariana. Brock is off with Chan, probably asking for more fake jewelry. Sorry, I had to, the engagement ring. Okay, anyway, the point is, this is how it all goes, P-Tong. But everyone goes nuts. Oh, and Tom says his famous awful line that he said, I don't know, on a podcast a few times, like really get it out there. He said that Ariana is the laziest person and she doesn't deserve the paycheck this season that she's getting because she won't talk to him and let him apologize or fight with him on camera. No, this shit isn't toxic, you guys. It's totally like my episode about New Jersey should really start to like, I'm picking up on a theme here. Yeah. So Katie and Joe have it out. Joe tries to apologize to Katie for sending her a message that she was sorry about her divorce, but then a few months later moving in with Tom Schwartz and having sex with him and stuff. And Katie felt like that was inauthentic and hypocritical, and she just felt like Joe is not a nice person. And you can tell it goes deeper than what we're seeing on the show. And it seems like a few people feel that way about Joe. So I had to like think about that a little bit. If you watch the other friends of the cast members, they're all like standoffish to her. Something about her that like upsets people. I mean, there's something to it. Kristen Doute's not friends with her anymore either. And they were really close. And I think that was what really upset Katie. Like, why didn't she just go stay at Kristen Doute's house, Now, I will say Lala calmed Katie down a few times, trying to protect Joe. And James Kennedy also was very loving towards Allie, but again, her body language says to me, I love you, but you scare me. Yeah, all right. I wish I could be more romantic, but I can't. All right, we'll leave it there. All right, you guys, I'm going to jump. I'm tired, as you can see from my gorgeous hair tonight. I'm really in top form. No, not at all. Okay, bye.